everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Gaming with Jim Bob Fred. This is Jim Bob Fred, and today's video is going to cover spending sheriff skill points. It goes in hand with setting up sheriff presets, so I'll be doing that as well. And we'll just get with it. Remember, if you like the video, hit the like button. Share it with people that are playing with you. And by all means, if you enjoy the content overall, subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get notified each and every time I upload a new video. So how do you know even if you have sheriff skill points to spend? In the top left-hand corner of your screen, you'll see your little sheriff guy has a gold ring flashing, going around in circles around it. Just click on your sheriff. That's the indicator. And every time your sheriff goes up a level, you get more skill points to spend. So, which leads me to a good point. The way you spend your sheriff skill points changes over time. Someone had left a question in the comments section asking me, why would you reset sheriff skill points? Well, when you don't have as many as you're normally doing your skill points in these things, you'll want to go, you spend them differently than when you have a bunch. Let's just put it that way. All right. So obviously in this particular setup, I have 13 more skill points to spend on, what do I have on here? On range. Let's go to the presets. I am going to select my sheriffs first. What happens is if you hit this reset button down here in the lower right hand corner, I mean, not my sheriffs, my gear. All right, so I'm going to reset this one up for a ranged offensive attack on my preset. So the way I do that is I look for those things that have the best range attack bonus for them. That would be this purple cowboy hat right here. It's got a 32%, so we'll add that bad boy. I just click wear on it. Obviously, I've already had some of these set up. You see they have gems in them. Only one set you can have there. Infantry, cav, construction. Guess we're going to go with the better of these two. There we go. People often ask me, why do I have two of the same thing? Well, if they have good stats to them, why not have more than one? They're cumulative, right? So this 6.3% of range attack, because I have two, it'll be 12.6. That's why I do it. So is there anything else I want to maybe put in here? I don't think so. This tribal warrior stuff, as I increase it, it will replace these studded cowboy belts for sure. All right, so I have my gear all set up. Now I'm gonna go to skill presets, and on the far right, I'm going to reset the tree. All right, so I have 220 points to spend here. What do I got here? Oh, I got a couple points to spend here. What am I going to put? I'll put one on each of these bad boys. How about that? That's for your sheriff attacks, whatever it is. Right, so I have 220 total points to spend. Now, it's always a good idea when you're looking at this tree, folks, is to just go all the way to the right-hand side at first. And you just want to see just pay attention to everything that you can, in fact, bring up. So I like these troop life and troop defense ones because they go up to 50. Anything that goes to 50, I want to kind of see what it is. So you click on it, hit the little information button, and see what the best option that you could have is. So you'll see on this particular chart for troop life, it has 50 levels, and if I increase it once, that's only a 0.4% on troop life. Troop life means it's harder to kill your troops, right? And it doesn't go up very quickly here at the back end. But if I want to get a decent rating, when does it start getting good? When do the percentages start really getting good? So at level 24, it's basically level 26, level 27. It's basically 1% per 1 point. That's not terrible. Does it get much better? Sure it does. At 34, it jumps to 40%. 39 to finally gets to 50. But if I was to take it all the way to 50, it would be 85%. That's huge bonus to have. So that's something I'm probably going to want to have at 50. I have enough points to get there. So at least I think I do, right? Pretty sure I do. So let's go back and check the next one out. Remember to always begin with the end in mind. Like, what is it you really want your account to look like when you're done doing what you're doing? You can only do that by looking at the things that you have opportunities to build. This is probably going to be the exact same. It is up to 85%. I am for sure going to have both of these at 50 when it's all said and done, but hopefully it'll make sense how I do it when I get there. So in order to get the troop life, I want to get there using the least amount of points possible at the end. So I go back to the beginning, and all I'm going to do is figure out exactly what I need to get troop training unlocked, because currently it's locked. See, it's got the big locks and chains on it. So click on it, and it'll tell you I need 3 points for troop attack. So I will just put 3 points on here, and it unlocks. So I'll check the next cav attack. I need 5 for cav attack. I'm sorry, for cav attack I need 5 more points for troop training 1. All right, get it right, Jim Bob. So I am going to just put 5 on here. Earlier in the game, I might have had this at 15. And at 15% down here, it's a 35% bonus for troop training speed. That's not too bad. If you're doing something for troop training, you might want to make sure your troop training 1 is up to that. But if there's a troop training 1, that means there's also a troop training 2. So pay attention to that stuff too. So I'll just let you know up in front, everything else is going to require 5 points to get to the end. So that's what I'm just going to do real quick. See, each time I do 5 points on it, it unlocks the next one. You'll see infantry attack here unlock as I click the 5th point in there. Oh, are you kidding me? I put too many in here, but it's on ranged attack, so I'm okay with an extra point on ranged attack. I'm probably gonna come back there anyway. And it's boring watching me do it, but you got to go through the paces, folks. Remember, I'm one of those YouTubers who just record and upload. I don't edit. I don't speed it up. I haven't done any of that stuff yet. Kind of new to it all together myself. So if any of y'all got any tips on the good ways to do that, please leave me a message. I'd love to make these videos a little bit easier and less painful for you guys to suffer through getting to the final point where I'm trying to answer your question. So everyone's been super gracious so far, saying they enjoy it. So I'm glad about that. Ranged attack too. So remember, I'm going to be taking this all the way up. So let's just take a look real quick at ranged attack 2. What's the best it's going to have at 35%? Not bad, 55% overall. So if I have enough points, because I'm setting this particular setup for a ranged attack, I am more than likely going to take this all the way up because I want the best attack bonuses I can get. Right? Hopefully that makes sense to everybody. And troop defense is always a good one too. So many people don't apply any points to their defensive attributes, and it's a huge mistake to do that. A well-rounded skills are going to have all that stuff, right? So remember, I said I'm probably going to take these to 50, but before I do, I'm going to take them up to, I think it was 39 first. I want to get to that 50% bonus. And each time I assign it, you can see the current bonus is going up. And oh, look, check this out. It even tells you what the max bonus is down here in the bottom right-hand corner, right above that. How about that? I didn't have to go to the bottom, but I did want to go through the information tab. I did want to go through this tab specifically because I wanted to see how much I was going to get with every level at first. Doggone it. I am terrible at this. Oops, I'm already there. Don't do that. Hit that preset button. Go back to skill points. They're still spent. You don't got to start from scratch. Don't panic like I did. All right. Want to get this to the 50% mark first. And I'm doing it because I want to see how many points I have left over overall at the end. I remember I had 200 and some odd points overall. All right, 39. That's what I wanted to do first to get to that 50% mark. I'll do the same thing here. And I wish I could just type in 39 here. That might be a recommendation we make to the developers. This slow and painful process of assigning points one click at a time. Oh, I'll have a birthday before I'm done. And my birthday is not until the end of the year. All right, so I have both of those at 50%. I have 88 points left over. And so that's just where I'm at with my account right now, right? You might only have 30 left over. So you'd spend those 30 points maybe a little bit differently. Because if I'm doing this for attack purposes, I definitely want my range attack up at max. So if I click on my range attack 2, and here's the thing. The bonuses for the level 2 ones aren't as good early, but they get better at the end, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and max this out. I want the whole 50% on that. So just hit max assign. That's going to add 30 more points here. And you'll see my 88 on the left-hand side drop to 58. Real quick, boom. So when you start looking at some of this other stuff, if there's a troop defense 2, here's my logic. Troop defense 2. There's a troop defense 1 back here, and I just want to share this with you just so you have something to think about. It's in here somewhere. Why don't you guys tell me, oh, troop defense 1, here it is, right here. I never put any points on it at all. All right, so if I click on it, I could put 15 points on it. The max that I would get is 15%. Right, and earlier in the game, you might have taken that up to 15 because you wanted that 15% earlier in the game because you couldn't get all the way to the end of the tree, or you didn't have enough points to get you past those decimal place, lower level points at the far end than number 2. But when you look at the table here, if I could spend 15 points here, I could get an additional 15% bonus. This is on troop defense, okay? And if I go all the way back to the beginning or to the end again, troop defense 2, I have 11 more points that I could put here to get to 50. And if I take those 11 points and go from where I am at 39, I could go from 51.7, we already know, to 85. So it makes more sense to spend 11 points here than it is to go back and spend any on that first one. We're to spend 15 just to get to 15%. Does that make sense? I hope it does. That's the logic that I use when I'm building up my skill trees. I want to make sure that I'm putting the most points to get the biggest bang for the buck in my bonuses. When I'm doing an attack setup, I don't spend any additional stuff on troop training because I don't usually have my, I'm not usually cooking troops while I'm out attacking, right? That's something I'm doing when I'm in research mode, right? So trap attacks, when I'm attacking other people, for some reason, people like traps. I don't know why, but they do. But they don't have as many traps as you might think usually. So I could take this up to a 55% trap attack bonus, but I don't think many people have the traps necessary in order to waste a lot of points here. I don't personally do. Now, if I run across someone who has a lot of traps, I'd have to rethink my logic on this, and I would pass on attacking them. There's plenty of people to hit in the game. Just look at all the people that call everyone bullies for attacking them in a war game. I still don't get that. But people say it all the time. Now, on my account, my secondary troop type for this account, my primary is range, my secondary is infantry. So I will probably spend some time increasing some of my infantry attack on this one too. Once I get all of my range attack, my troop life. So troop life 1, I'm going to take that one up. I want extra life no matter what. So I'll max assign there. I got rid of 10 more points. I can put 9 more here on range attack 1 and 2 more here on troop attack. So I'm going to do that. So everything I'm putting on assign right now is basically setting up for, so troop defense, I'm going to get the additional defensive bonus here by taking this one all the way up to 15. And you'll see I have spent all my points. And that's how I set up and spending my skill points for a ranged attack. If you were doing cab, you would focus on the cab. If you're setting one up for infantry, focus on infantry. If you're setting something up for construction or research, you'd end up being on a lower portion of this skills tree stuff. And you do the same thing. Only do those items that help you get to where you want to be at the end. You can always reset and start over. I hope this video is giving you something to think about. I hope it answers the questions for all of you that have asked me to put this video out. As always, folks, it's a war game. Go out there, do some warring, fight some people, do some defense, get involved with all of the activities they give you. AVA is great. SBS is coming up in State 33 pretty soon. That's state versus state. Do the legions. The developers have made a monumental effort to make sure that if you do the events, you get lots of free stuff. And free is always good in a game that could cost you a fortune to play. So be good, be safe, and happy gaming, everybody. This is Jim Bob Fred out.